Good morning. This is your 8:15 daily operations weather briefing, starting off with some quiet and fairly seasonable conditions around the area this morning. Mostly sunny skies. Did have some patchy fog, but it's starting to burn off around the region this morning. We'll see some slightly above average temperatures as we move through the beginning of the week, looking at very nice conditions. We'll start to see some degrading conditions as we move overnight Tuesday into Wednesday as a front approaches the area, bringing some slightly breezy conditions as well as some widespread rain showers pushing through the area, mainly during the day on Wednesday. If we take a look at the current surface analysis, still seeing high pressure and control over the region, expecting that to be the case as we move through the day today, and we'll see that slowly recede off to the east as this boundary up in the Great Lakes area starts to approach. And again, that will be passing through our area later in the day on Wednesday. Out ahead of it and along that boundary will be that rain shower activity pushing through starting early Wednesday morning. Current conditions this morning, seeing those clear skies, slightly reduced visibilities down to 5 miles. We'll see fairly light and variable winds. Latest OB had a 3-knot wind out of the northwest. Temperature 57 degrees, relative humidity is at 96%. Take a look at the current visible satellite. You can see those clear skies across the area as well as some of that fog and low cloud burning off to the north. And expecting just some cumulus clouds to develop later in the day today, but overall partly cloudy to mostly sunny. Look at the European model here, so we can expect for the next couple of days. Zoomed out, we'll see that high pressure in control over the local region and start to see some precip associated with that boundary over the Great Lakes. And we'll see as we move through the day today, dry around the area with some fairly light winds with a slight sea breeze picking up as we get later in the afternoon, but dry conditions expected. Partly cloudy during the afternoon, then becoming mostly clear once again overnight. Once again, we'll see a slight chance for some patchy fog around the area early morning hours of Tuesday, but conditions look to remain dry as that high pressure moves eastward. As moving through the day on Tuesday, things continuing to stay dry, and then we'll see that boundary start to approach, particularly as we get through the overnight time frame, Tuesday night into Wednesday, mainly after midnight. That's when we'll see a chance of a few light showers out ahead of the bulk of the activity trying to push through the area early Wednesday morning. And then as we get into the start of the day on Wednesday, that boundary will start to be pushing through locally here, and we'll see widespread showers and slight chance of an embedded thunderstorm, but generally just seeing rain showers as this pushes through, and could see that rain start to taper off as early as the later portion of the afternoon and continuing to do so into the evening. Ahead and behind this boundary, we will see some slightly breezy conditions, and we'll see some cooler air moving through after a couple above average temperature days, and then high pressure building in for the remainder of the week, with things looking mainly dry as we end the work week. So looking at our 24-hour weather risk chart for today, seeing green conditions through our working hours today, we'll see a high temperature around 77 degrees. Fairly light and variable winds this morning, generally becoming more southerly as we get into the afternoon, and then as that sea breeze kind of kicks in out of the south to southeast, we'll see it peak up a bit, around 5 to 10 knots, gusting up to 15 knots. But overall, looking at good conditions, we'll see scattered deck develop around 3,000 feet of some cumulus clouds, and generally could see some brief periods of maybe a ceiling developing around 3,000 feet, and then clear skies as we go into the evening time frame. Winds become light once again. Temperatures cool down to 60 degrees, so not quite as cool as what we've seen the last few days. But with those winds becoming light, clear skies, we will see a slight chance once again of some patchy fog. So introducing a yellow risk for those reduced ceilings and visibilities through that time frame. And then a few clouds around as we get into the start of the day on Tuesday. Tides are running normal. Tuesday, overall nice day, partly cloudy. We'll see a slight breeze picking up later in the day and into the evening. Otherwise, another above average day with a high around 77 degrees, green for our weather risk. Start to introduce some weather risk as we get into Tuesday evening. Clouds on the increase, becoming mostly cloudy to overcast, and then, as mentioned, a good chance of a few light rain showers after the midnight time frame, having an orange risk for that potential there. And we'll see some slightly breezy conditions continuing through the evening as well, but still staying below wind advisory criteria. And we'll see a chance for some lower ceilings through that time period as well. Low expected around 66 degrees. And then Wednesday we'll see cloudy conditions with rain showers likely by the start of the day and continuing through most of the working hours, possibly seeing some relief later towards the close of business and thereafter. Otherwise, we'll have a slight chance of an embedded thunderstorm with that activity, but generally mainly rain. So red for a precip risk here, and yellow for that slight chance of a thunderstorm. We'll see some slightly breezy conditions ahead of the boundary, and particularly as the boundary pushes through late in the day, we'll see those winds turning more out of the north-northwest and a bit breezier and gustier. So yellow risk for exceeding that wind advisory criteria. And as that boundary pushes through, we'll see some slightly cooler air and breezy conditions, and we'll see that rain start to end and those clouds start to break. Otherwise, high of 73 ahead of the boundary, and then again, cooler conditions behind that boundary. That's going to wrap up the 8:15 daily operations weather briefing. We'll be back again at 10 a.m. to take a look at the extended forecast. Enjoy your morning.